All right, so as I mentioned, what we're going to be talking about now is more of caveats and tips of implementing AI agents in practice. So really beyond the excitement behind AI agents are real interesting engineering problems that require deep thought and planning to execute correctly before implementing AI agents in any organization. So I have a few points laid out here that we're going to dive into in more depth. So the first being around data integration and access. So a lot of the time, AI agents in industry rely on access to core company systems and databases. So this could be customer relationship management systems, for example. So without identifying which tools you'll need exactly and investing in engineering support upfront, it's going to be really difficult to reap the rewards of your AI agent's use case. So again, making sure that those data integration and accesses are all set up before really trying to implement AI agents seriously. So the next tip is around guardrails. So guardrails act to keep your AI agents on rails. And so they may not be vital for every use case, but in a lot of scenarios, you might have to think really deeply about guardrails in the case of regulated industries, for example, where a poorly executed AI agent interacting with a customer, for example, may lead to real regulatory issues. And following on from that, the next point I wanted to go into was around SME oversight, so subject matter experts in the loop. This is not only really crucial for AI agents, but for all generative AI use cases as a whole. So particularly for AI agents, subject matter experts ensure that AI agents are built with regulation and internal procedures in mind. And along with that, they also provide really useful feedback, which can guide the development cycle. And then finally, the last tip that I have is around testing and validation. So really, again, maybe this applies to generative AI as a whole, let alone AI agents, but red teaming, which is a technique for testing in general, which is where, in the case of AI agents, is a technique you might use to try and find ways to break your AI agent, is going to be useful to make sure you understand your AI agent's vulnerabilities, and particularly so you can build back your AI agents stronger with those results and knowing exactly where your AI agent is failing. So with that said, those are a few things to keep in mind before jumping into an AI agent use case. And these are sort of caveats and tips that have lessons learned from the field. And so, with all that said, we've actually completed the core content for our course. And before we finish things off, we have a little bit of a recap. So, what have we gone through today? So, the first thing is around agentic versus generative AI. So, to recap, agentic AI is where your system interacts and takes autonomous actions with some kind of environment, while comparatively, generative AI focuses on more of the content creation side of things. We also talked about H2O GPTE's capabilities. So in that case, we talked about Gaia and how H2O GPT set a new benchmark in December. And also, we dived a little bit more in depth in what the actual combination of, or convergence, should I say, of predictive and generative AI actually means. And then finally, we talked a lot about H2O GPTE and its use cases, in particular in highly regulated industries such as energy and finance. So with that being said, it's your turn now to keep learning and building your skills on H2O AI University. And thanks everyone for joining us for this course.